They told me they had no better friend than the United States and no better ally than America's ambassador in Kyiv, Masha Yovanovitch. Ambassador Yovanovitch served the Department of State with incredible distinction for 34 years, representing administrations of both parties with utmost professionalism and skill. At a difficult moment in our country's history, Ambassador Yovanovitch was called upon to speak the truth. In doing so, she demonstrated to the American people and the world the finest qualities one can hope for in a Foreign Service officer: courage, honesty, and a deep devotion to the Constitution. Ambassador Yovanovitch has inspired me, Madeleine Albright, but more importantly, she has also inspired a new generation, including our students at the School of Foreign Service and at Georgetown University, to follow the example of public service that she has set. For that reason, there was no one better suited to receive this year's Trainer Award, and I congratulate Ambassador Yovanovitch and thank her for her remarkable, unfinished career of service to our country. And those of us who know her and work with her could not agree more. There is much more to diplomacy and there is more to service than the advancement of interests and the conclusion of major deals. There is the advancement of values, principles, and ethics and leadership. It is more than doing well or even doing good, but it is also doing right. Former General and now President of the Brookings Institution, John Allen, in his tribute to Masha, described diplomats as the often overlooked in the constellation of people thanked for their service by the American people. From this quiet community has emerged one hero after another who have searched themselves, who have replayed their oath of office over and over again, and speak up in defense of their service, to defend their department, and to defend our precious Constitution. Enter Ambassador Yovanovitch. All Americans should be grateful for the likes of Ambassador Yovanovitch and others who have served quietly, often thanklessly, sometimes fatally, and always honorably. Thank God for our diplomats. Thank you, General. Ambassador Yovanovitch, Masha, you have made us all proud. Diplomats, U.S. Foreign Service officers, our civil service and military colleagues, and other public servants are proud of your courage, your honor, and your commitment to what is right. You remind us all and let the American people see what the oath means to us. You're one of us, and we all hope that if we ever face the same choices, that we would be up to the same standard that you have set. This afternoon is our small thanks to you from your colleagues and friends, from those who have served with you, those who aspire to be you, and for all those that you have served. You are excellence in the conduct of diplomacy.
Ambassador Yovanovitch, Ambassador Burns, Dean Hellman, Ambassador Pickering, Ambassador Bodine, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and warm greetings to all. My name is Frank Hogan, School of Foreign Service, class of 1960, and it's a great pleasure to be with you today on this special occasion on behalf of the endowment that makes the Trainer Award possible. The Trainer Award and lecture series celebrates excellence in the conduct of diplomacy, as you've heard. It was established by the alumni of the School of Foreign Service as a living memorial to J. Raymond Jit Trainer. Today's honoree appropriately joins the list of distinguished Trainer recipients who have been recognized since the inception of this award in 1978. They include some famous figures from the world of diplomacy, and quite deservedly so. Ambassador Yovanovitch, on the other hand, stands out as emblematic of the incredibly able United States professional career foreign service Officer Corps, those unsung heroes who selflessly represent our national interest with honor, courage, dedication, and distinction everywhere, every day around the globe. As we all know, Ambassador Yovanovitch also stepped forward recently, assumedly only after a great deal of personal reflection and ultimate resolution, to brave the harsh glare of the public spotlight and speak truth to power in her own quiet, humble, graceful, yet resolute manner. Suffice to say that the trainer trustees could not be more gratified or delighted to see the Trainer Award conferred on Ambassador Yovanovitch today. You do America proud. When J. Raymond When J. Raymond Trainer entered Georgetown as an eager young freshman in 1923, we can be sure that he had little inkling he would remain with this great institution for the next 33 years, let alone leave such an important legacy. Doubtless he also did not anticipate that he would pick up a nickname that would stay with him for the rest of his life. From the jitney, the unregulated taxi, perhaps the Uber of its day, that he drove while a student to help make ends meet. Jit made his mark at the School of Foreign Service as secretary. In that capacity, he guided it with a steady hand and enjoyed the complete confidence of the school's founder, the renowned Father Edmund A. Walsh. However, what made Jit so special was his unwavering focus on his beloved students. They were the family he and his wife never had. Though he had opportunities to be dean, Jit declined them for fear that it would lessen.
Believe that I needed to give back to repay that gift, that it didn't matter that they had been scarred in ways that no one in our community could understand, and frankly that I couldn't really understand for diplomats, not just training, so that we can broaden our outlook, deepen our knowledge, provide intellectual challenge next crisis. Attention, and thank you for this great honor. We need to work harder, work smarter. I think that really the most critical thing when I look around the world and talk to counterparts in other governments is making sure that we continue those relationships of trust with our allies and partners. That's obviously very important, but also our adversaries. It's important that when in national security or in some other area.
Ashley?
Thank you.
She's one of my students.
He basically said, I'm not relying on any country. We need to go it alone. Vision of whether you want to put yourself to the side because, again, just echoing Teddy Roosevelt's man and woman in the arena, I think we all need to get in there and fight for what we believe in. In terms of foreign policy as a zero-sum game, obviously, I believe that we can kind of have that kind of foreign policy, and we have certainly had it in previous centuries, not just the United States, but other countries as well. But I'm not sure that it got us to a more secure, more prosperous place. And that is why the really innovative measures that Marshall and Kennan undertook were so incredible because I think, and not only those two individuals, but the Allies realized that if we had the same kind of peace after World War II as we had after World War I in Versailles, that we were going to get the same results all over again. And so very courageously, they, took the step of pouring money into Europe and, and Japan and Korea as well. And we can see the results where those countries were rebuilt. First of all, the longest peace ever in the history of Europe, number one. Secondly, many of these countries now are, I mean, all of them comparatively, are prosperous, democratic, and strong allies of the United States. That was such a good investment back in the day, in 1948 and in the years thereafter. I mean, it was visionary. And so, you know, I think when we think about zero sum, we could have put Germany and Japan back in a box. We could have, you know, somehow monitored all of that. But the result probably would not be the kind of world that we see today. So I'm not really a big believer in zero sum. I think that we need to work together with like-minded allies, perhaps not on every single issue. And in the end, that's better not only for them, but for us. And that's certainly what I think all of us have dedicated our careers to. And I hope many of you will as well. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. I think if I actually do take one word from this remarkable hour and a half plus that we've had, it was you have a choice. And I think that was the most powerful, you know, you can be pessimist, you can be an optimist, you have a choice. So thank you. We did say this was an award. I know that in the middle of everything else that's been going on over the last couple of months, which would be enough to keep anybody either busy or with the covers over their head, that you're also renovating your house. And you have recently retired and are thinking about your next life, hopefully as a continuing non-resident fellow at ISD. Wanted to give you something that you could use in your newly renovated house, something that would help you in your reflections on what you've been doing and what you might be doing going forward. And so the award is, you're actually sitting in it.